dear students, and in Science 1 we have already started with the lesson measurement of matter. In that we have started with the laws of chemical combination. So we have already finished with the first law of chemical combination, that is law of conservation of mass. So today we are going to focus on what is the law of constant proportion. Now, before we start, let me give you an example. So here you can see a tumbler of water, or you can also call it as a glass of water. So this water, you get it from the different sources like river, lake, okay, wells, fine, sea. Now all these sources, though the water comes from different sources, but the formula of water is always H2O. Fine. Now in H2O, if we see the chemical formula, we have 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom, always combining in this fixed proportion. Okay. So let us see how these water is formed chemically. So let me write the chemical equation for this. So chemical equation for the formulation of water is 2H2 plus H2 plus O2, 2H2 plus O2 gives you 2H2O. Now students, remember that in we have already learned in standard 8 about the atomic masses. Now atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. It's because it has only 1 proton. It does not have neutron in its nucleus. So its atomic mass becomes 1. Fine. So atomic mass, now why we have to calculate your mass? It's because we have to know whether they are constant, but their masses are constant by proportion or not. So for that, here hydrogen, 2 hydrogens molecules are there, and for 1 hydrogen atom we have the mass as 1 unit. Therefore 2 hydrogen atoms will be 2 units. Fine. And this 2 hydrogen molecules means 2 into 2 units. So total it becomes around 4 units of hydrogen. Fine. Now let us see now oxygen. Now oxygen has 8 protons and 8 neutrons. So its the oxygen atom has the atomic mass around 16. That is 8 plus 8 becomes 16. That is regarding the atom. Now this is oxygen molecule, wherein you can see 2 oxygen atoms here in 1 molecule of oxygen. So therefore 16 multiplied by 2 becomes 32 units. So here it is 4 units, this becomes 32 units. Now let's see whether what happens here. Now it is 2 into 2 is 4 units, and 4 plus this becomes 16 plus multiplied by 2 becomes 32. So 32 plus 4 also becomes equal to 36 units. So whenever 4 units of hydrogen are combining with 32 units of oxygen, you get 36 units of water. Correct? So this is according to law of conservation of mass, that the total mass of the reactants is always equal to the total mass of the products. So this is according to the law of conservation, that it is we can verify this. So we have already studied last time. Fine. Now let us see what is the ratio of hydrogen to oxygen in the molecule of water. So the ratio of hydrogen to oxygen, if you see, it is 4:32. Correct? Now 4:32 units. So we can see that you can cancel out these numbers, and we are getting a ratio of around 1:8. Okay, 4 8s are 32. So 4 1s are 4, 4 8s are 32. So we are getting the proportion of 1:8. And always remember students, this is the constant proportion for water. That is, hydrogen combines with 1 unit of hydrogen combines always with 8 units of oxygen to form 9 units of water. So this is also called as the constant proportion. Now let me give you certain examples now regarding this weight only, or this masses only, that is 1:8. Now suppose if we take here now 9 grams of water, 9 grams of water, it means simply that it contains 1 gram of hydrogen and plus 8 grams of hydrogen and 8 grams of oxygen. So remember students, when we are taking 9 grams of water, it will always have 1 gram of hydrogen in that and 8 grams of oxygen. So it is because it has to satisfy the constant proportion, that is 1:8, because it cannot be other than 1:8. Now let's take another example. Suppose if we take now 3 grams of hydrogen, okay, plus what should be this oxygen, okay, to give you how many grams of water? Can you tell me now here? What can be the what can be the units, or what can be the proportion of oxygen to 3 grams of hydrogen? Remember students, so if it should be always 8 multiplied by 3, because suppose we consider this as one proportion, this should be 8 times that of hydrogen. So it becomes around 8 into 3 becomes 24 grams of oxygen will give you 24 plus 3, that will give you 27 grams of water. So this is nothing but it satisfies the proportion ratio, that is 1:8. And according to the law of conservation of mass, we know that the total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of the products. Let me take another example other than water. So let me take another example, that is carbon dioxide, and let us see what is the proportion of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide, if you see here, okay, it consists of 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen, correct? So 1 atom of carbon, if you see, it has 6 protons and 6 neutrons. So the total mass of carbon becomes equal to 12, correct? 6 plus 6 is equal to 12 units. Whereas that of oxygen atom, we have already known now that one oxygen atom consists of 16 units. Therefore 2 atoms of oxygen will contain around 32 units. Now again, if you see, there is a ratio between these two, 12 and 32. If we try to cut it with cancel out this, we are getting the proportion as 3:8 is the proportion always for the formation of carbon dioxide. Now let us take some example by showing the proportion only. Remember, carbon dioxide always, carbon combines with oxygen in the proportion of 3:8. Remember this. Now let us take the example. Fine. So that means when we take 11 grams of carbon dioxide, we get 3 grams of carbon plus 8 grams of oxygen. Okay, 3:8, because it has to be, the proportion has to be always 3:8. So when 11 grams of carbon dioxide we are taking, we have 3 grams of carbon in that and 8 grams of oxygen in it, right? Now let us take further one more example. Let us take, suppose 22 grams of carbon dioxide if we take, then what will be, how many grams of carbon will be there? Yes, you are right, it will be 6 grams of carbon and here 16 grams of oxygen, correct? So 16 plus 6 becomes 22 grams. So this is regarding the proportion of constant proportion of carbon dioxide. Now, who studied this? Okay, who studied this law of constant proportion? It was studied by Joseph L. Proust. So Joseph L. Proust saw these, he made these observations and he gave his law of constant proportions, which says that in a chemical substance, the law of constant proportion says that in a chemical substance, the elements are present. Elements are present in definite proportion by weight. In definite proportion by weight. So this was given by J.L. Proust. So this law was given by Joseph L. Proust, who said that in a chemical substance, so suppose here we are taken here now carbon dioxide. So this is the chemical substance. The elements are, here the elements are carbon and oxygen, are always present in definite proportion by mass. Okay, definite proportion by mass. Okay, so this was the law of constant proportion which was given by Joseph L. Proust. It says that in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in a definite proportion by mass. So whatever may be the chemical substance, they will be always combining in the same proportion with each other. So this was regarding carbon dioxide. Let us take now one more example, that let us take of ammonia. Okay, now why I am giving so many examples, it's because you have to understand what is the law of constant proportion. So let us take another example, ammonia. The formula of ammonia is NH3, in which nitrogen is 1 unit and 3 units of hydrogen are present, or 1 atom of nitrogen combines with 3 atoms of hydrogen. So the mass of nitrogen is 14 units, that is 7 plus 7, 7 protons, 7 neutrons. Okay, so 14 units, and hydrogen you already know that it is nothing but 1 unit, and since there are 3 atoms here, so 3 into 1 becomes 3 units. So the ratio over here is 14:3. So the nitrogen combines with hydrogen in the ratio of 14:3. So that means 17 grams of ammonia will contain 14 grams of nitrogen and 3 grams of hydrogen by mass. So this is how it is. Let us take another example now. 34 grams of ammonia. Can you tell now how many it will be? Yes, my dear students. So 34, it will be 28 grams. Why? It is just, I have multiplied the 17 to the 34. So this will also increase by 2 times. So 14 to the 28 grams nitrogen and 3 to the 6, so 6 grams of hydrogen. So if you just go on checking on both the sides, mass of the product, mass of the reactant and the product, it should be the same. Sorry, mass of the product and these are the reactants, they are the same. So here also 28 plus 6 becomes 34, 14 plus 3 becomes 17 grams of ammonia. So this is regarding the law of constant proportion. I hope you have understood this. Next time we will deal with the next part of the lesson. So till then students, bye and thank you.